Dave, morning. I've got to ask you first and foremost.
Morning, GBNews.
Why on earth do you like dustbins?
Well, it's been going for a long while, really. I started off at a young age just visiting my local tip or dump, being fascinated by all the skips and what people throw away. And then, a few years ago, I saw a replica of this bin, this fab one, in a wildlife park. And I thought, wow, that is a decent bin. And I took a photo, and it started going from there. I started taking photos of the more unusual bins, the more different bins, the designs. Then the collection slowly grew, and it went from there, really. And I've got these two here. This was kindly given to me from the firm who makes it in Norwich. And this one was given to me from the great Dustbin Park Run. And I'll just quickly show you this one. I hide things in this one. So I've got a little secret stash, fig rolls, tea, stuff like that. But yeah, with bins, it just fascinates me where you find them. I think the location of a bin is a key. You might be walking in the middle of nowhere and suddenly there's a bin. And I love the designs of them, the labels of them. I like them to be clear labelling on the bin so you can clearly see what it is, and things like that, really. And, of course, the normal wheelie bin, what we have in our households. For instance, here we have a green bin for recycling. In another area, it might be a brown bin for recycling. So the subject is pretty much endless.
Well, it is. I tell you what, I've got black bin for rubbish, green bin for garden, red for cardboard, and blue for everything else, the recycling.
Exactly. And it changes all throughout the country. And also with the general wheelie bin, I love the council badges on the front. I mean, here we've got Great Yarmouth Council on ours. Obviously, other areas you have the different council badges. So whenever I'm driving about, I always look for the classic household wheelie bin. But as for the super bins, obviously, they might not need so many wheelie bins in the future if it's a communal area. And I think they're perfect for terraced households where they haven't got much space for the wheelie bins.
I was about to say, Stephen just listed off there his bins, his many bins. I mean, you do need to have 4 or 5 in a household. It takes up a lot of space. So how do you feel about the idea of a super bin that is beneath the street? So it's held, I think, several metres under street level. But it does mean you have to walk all your rubbish to the bin. That's quite hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing. I think it's good for a communal area where there's a lot of houses or terraced houses or flats together. And I can imagine some nice neighbours knocking on their neighbour's door or an elderly neighbour's door saying, I'm going down to the super bins. Do you want me to take yours as well? So I think it could create a community atmosphere. It would be a bit of a hassle walking if you're right at the end of the street to the super bins. It might be a bit of a problem, but if it reduces all of the litter about, the vermin, the flies, as you were saying, there's nothing worse than seeing a bin that is totally full or overflowing and rubbish strewn all around that area. So these super bins look really nice and clean, tidy, smart. I've seen photos of them. I love the labelling. It's nice and clear. There's one for recycling, one for general waste. And they look very futuristic as well. You were showing a few bins there on the screen I saw. That's from a Facebook page I've got, Bins Fantastic and World of Bins on Twitter. I've had hundreds of bins sent to me from all over the world. And some of the best ones have been from like Holland and Spain, where they've been like super bins. They've been very futuristic looking, very space age looking. And they're all very clean. So I think, the UK needs to update itself and join the rest of Europe in some super bins or some more new age bins.
Well, there you go. Dave.